Hello folks, name's Mike Openshaw. This is my war room in Pflugerville, Texas. This is where I will be full-time starting in January 2019 to act as a volunteer taxpayer advocate in Austin during the Texas legislative session. Decided to give you a quick summation of a few issues that we have coming up. We have the election coming up in November, and it is absolutely critical that the Republicans come back, particularly in the state House of Representatives, with a very strong majority to elect the next speaker, since we're going to have a new speaker that we have to elect, since, thank God, Joe Strauss is retiring. Anyway, so we need to send as many bodies as we can, and that probably means some of us are going to have to vote for mushy Republicans to get them there so that they can be part of hopefully a selection based on the Republican caucus. As you should be aware, conservatives, full-blooded conservatives, what I call principled conservatives, are outnumbered in the Republican caucus. Our goal in getting a new speaker is going to have to be, we need a speaker who is willing to negotiate consistently with the principal conservatives within the Republican Party and what some of us call kind of the mushy moderates, or maybe a nicer term would be the pragmatic Republicans that actually make up the majority. It's very important that we get this combination rather than risk the same situation we had that elected Joe Strauss in the first place, where a handful of mushy moderate Republicans crossed over, joined the Democrats, and elected Joe Strauss. That indebted Joe Strauss to the Democrats, which has been our greatest headache ever since he became Speaker. We must avoid this at all costs. So we need to go ahead and support most of the mushy Republicans, those that sign off on that they will go with the choice of the caucus. Now, there's been a letter circulating to that effect, asking for a pledge to do that, and there are a certain number of people who have not signed that. And so it is fairly important that we get people to commit to go along with the Republican caucus. So hopefully you can talk to your representative who's running right now for his race in November. If he has not signed on, you can nicely ask him to do so, because really the majority of the legislature should pick the next speaker. Now, what kind of speaker do we need? Well, the principal conservatives are in the minority, so the ability to set exactly who it's going to be is a little bit limited. But we can ask for some very basic things. We need a speaker of courage, one who is willing to put controversial issues and to select chairmen of the committees who will put controversial issues to a vote, at least in their committees and certainly on the floor of the House. We need that kind of courage on the part of a speaker. We need someone who is willing to, my gosh, during the session, listen to the average citizen. The speaker normally is inundated with these 4,000 lobbyists we're faced against in the legislature, and that is all they end up listening to other than the other legislators themselves. It would be wonderful to have a speaker who says, I will meet 1 hour a week with average schmuck citizens, not people who have some personal issue at hand, but are mainly concerned about general issues that face the state. It'd be great as a touchstone for him to keep in contact with the real people out there rather than professional political class. So hopefully we can get that from a speaker. Like I say, it may not be a member of the Freedom Caucus. I would love it to be a member of the Freedom Caucus, but it is very unlikely it will be. But we have to be, we have to show our negotiating skills, and we have to negotiate for a somebody who will bring the issues to the floor and have them stand or fall in that regard. We'll just have to see how it goes. But we can't get there if we don't have a solid Republican majority after the November elections. If the Democrats steal 10 or 12 seats from us in this election cycle, then it is much more likely that a small number of more liberal Republicans will cross over to the state. Gee, phone calls. So anyway, so here we are at the headquarters. That was actually a campaign manager for one of the people I am going to be working hard to help elect. I'll try to do some walking in the fall. We'll see how my knees and general health allow. The arthritis is really bad, folks. I wish it would go away, but it's not. So, but we need you out there working. We need those Republicans to be elected. Nearly all of them. You know, some of them, God, we don't like them very much, but we got to have the numbers. So so we have to swallow a little bit, and then we'll fight the battle once it gets started. For those people nearing retirement like I am, I ask you, I beg you to consider becoming a volunteer citizen advocate, showing up in Austin to help represent the average viewpoint that is very much in short supply during the legislative session itself, showing up in the committee meetings, testifying on various bills, whether they make sense or not, showing up to talk to your legislators, the other legislators who have impact, the chairman and the like, you know, getting them to have votes on bills that may make some people uncomfortable. Well, that's the job those legislators signed on for, and they really need to follow through. So hopefully you can join me for being down here. I will be posting occasional videos and other stuff on texasleaguewatch.org. That's the site that I'm going to use for this work. Right now it's not very active because, you know, it's summer and we're getting ready for the election season. But hope to see you in Austin. Hope you are in contact with your representatives, and hope you will support a large majority of Republicans for the upcoming November elections. And then, you know, we work on them to be more principled. We have a better chance of that than making Democrats principled. Keep that in mind. So so we go on from there. But hopefully we'll post more videos, and please put comments in any of the sections where this video shows up. I look forward to everybody's input on whether things are going well, whether I should be doing something else. If you disagree with me, have at it. I'm willing to listen to disagreement too. So anyway, have a good day and enjoy the part of summer, and let's get this thing done and march on and get some things corrected in Austin. Thank you very much.